our values. The second story, Representative Massie, 28 pages of 9/11 documents. Now, he has said that he has come out also, I wanted to say Bob Barr, but it's not Bob Barr. Who's the other?
Graham.
Yeah.
Also Jones, Representative Jones as well.
They've come out. All three of them have come out. And this is not a new story. This is not a new story. This story just keeps getting buried. And people like me haven't seen it until now. And now we got to get down to it. I gave instructions today to TheBlaze. Look, I don't know who this damages. I have no idea who this damages. But it certainly doesn't damage this administration because this administration had nothing to do with it. Barack Obama had nothing to do with 9/11. We all know that. We're all clear. He wasn't at Katrina, blowing up the dikes, and he wasn't pulling, plastique up in Tower number 7. He was completely uninvolved. So it has nothing to do with this administration. Now, if there's going to be an administration that it hurts, probably the Bush administration. Okay, so great. That's our side. No, it's not. The truth is our side. Our interests would tell us, shut it up. Don't hurt the Bushes. Don't hurt anybody else. Don't do it. No, those are our interests. Our values say the truth is our side. So 28 pages, and Massie has come out. Do you have the audio?
Yeah.
So here's what Massie said, and I want you to listen carefully. This is from the 9/11 report. There have been 28 pages that have been redacted, and he is saying, I've read them, and a few of us have read them, and every American needs to read them. But listen to the way he talks about it.
This is something that the families deserve to know. This information, it's been a decade, over a decade, 13 years since this event happened. And we've had a narrative in the media and in the press and in the collective American conscience of what happened that day, but I don't think it's fully informed, and it won't be fully informed until everybody gets to see these 28 pages. And just to echo what Congressman Lynch said, I'm here for the families, but I'm also here for our country to look forward. We have to decide how to prevent another 9/11 type event from happening. Until you have the full picture of what actually happened, the intelligence picture, how can you participate in that debate? How can we know that what we do will prevent another 9/11 from happening? And how can we know that some of the things that maybe we would otherwise endeavor to do might be overreactions? So also I want to talk about the experience of sitting down and reading these 28 pages.
Listen to this.
It's in a room where it's soundproof and you're escorted in there and you're escorted out and there are no notes. But this is something that's sort of shocking when you read it. As I read it, and we all had our own experience, I had to stop every couple pages and just sort of absorb and try to rearrange my understanding of history for the past 13 years and the years leading up to that. It challenges you to rethink everything.
Okay, stop for a second. Listen to that. Listen to that. It challenges you to stop and rethink everything. It challenges what you know about history. Now, good heavens, what have we done? Have we kept secrets from the American people? God forbid there's something in there that shows that I don't even know. I don't even know. But have we been just? Have we been right? How can you possibly hold information back when we're going to war? When we are trying to say we are the righteous one, you are the unrighteous one. That's because that's really what's been fate. You're for us or against us. It's good and evil. When you're doing that, if you don't give the people every bit of information, you are part of the problem. And so, because our interest might be oil or might be the Republican or the Democratic Party or might be whatever, because our interest says whatever it is, keep that quiet. Our values have to say, expose this, and let the chips fall where they may. And here's why. Because over in Europe, they are now negotiating with the people's money. They are now taking the people who work at Mercedes-Benz or Barilla Pasta, and they're working hard every day just to bring home the food for the table and keep the lights on and make their car payments and be a decent human being, and the money is being taken out so they can live securely. We all have a reason to belong. We all have a desire to belong and to be safe in our homes. And so we're willing to pay that price. We're willing to do the things that keep us safe. We're willing to spend the money. We're willing to have our airports sitting there with guys with guns and us take our shoes off. We're willing to do those things in exchange for our own safety, in exchange for what we believe is the truth. But our government now is taking not only that money, but they're also taking the money from your hard-earned money in Europe, and they're taking that money and they are giving it to Al-Qaeda, the ones that we're supposed to be defeating. You have a right to know that, because that's not in your value system. I don't even think it's in your best interest. So who's making that decision, and how is that decision being made? That changes everything. And the same thing, the exact same thing, with the 9/11 report. I've always felt that because of Sandy Berger, I've always felt there are dirty secrets that nobody wants to know. I don't think that anybody was involved in it. I don't think anybody was trying to blow it up or anything else. I really don't. It is the cover-up. It is, oh, crap, that's going to make us look bad. People are going to say we knew. People are going to say we were friends with this person. Yeah, I think it's a relationship with Saudi Arabia. But I don't think that any American, take the worst American, if take the person that everybody, whoever it is, that people will say, you really don't like, oh, you'd like to destroy them. Do you really believe that that person knew about 3,000 Americans, or God forbid, many more, were going to be hit with a plane in Manhattan and they did nothing about it? I don't believe that. And honestly, I don't want to live in America where we do believe that about one another, because that's not our value system. So I don't think that anything is in these documents other than, yeah, we knew this guy was here. We knew that guy was here. We knew this guy was bad. We knew this was, but we made this deal because of our interests. We made these deals. And lo and behold, unbeknownst to us, this is what happened. But we have a right to know it because we're not children. We have a right to know it because we are not, you're acting in our name. You are telling us we're going to war on these things. I have to know all of it. Would anyone at a murder trial feel violated? Feel like, as a juror, wait a minute, I just did something really wrong. I wasn't heard because you didn't tell me. I wasn't in control. You gave me a little bit of control and say, here's all the facts, but you didn't give it, so I didn't really have any control. I don't know what I even belong to. What did I do? No jury would remain seated if you just convicted somebody and then afterwards the judge said, oh, by the way, there's 28 pages we couldn't show you of stuff. No one would sleep. America, not because of our interests, but because of our values, you shouldn't sleep. You should not be able to you should not be able to go to sleep at night knowing that this is going on. You need to stand up and say, I need to see those pages. And we need to stand up with Republicans and Democrats and independents. We need to stand up not as people of party, not as people of the special interests, but Americans with a certain set of values that we all share. That's where we are. We can play in our interest or we can play to our values. I choose values because we can unite on those.